another minute or so waiting for Deb.
I have to say thank you guys for all coming to pick up everything for the meeting. And I know, Jean, thank you for divulging your house address and letting Elisa drop it off. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So now she'll know when her house gets egged, it's you.
I don't believe in eggs. It hurts animals. They're delicious, though. Why waste them?
Could have just went with it, Sue. Could have just went with it.
And I did press the record button, so we're recording now, just so I get the beginning of the meeting.
Okay, so now you have evidence that you can bomb her eggs with her house with eggs.
So I'm calling the meeting to order at 6:01. Like everybody, people who are still driving, to stand for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I hope everybody's had an opportunity to go through the minutes from the July 23rd meeting. Before we take a vote on that, what I'd like to point out, this spelling up a couple of issues. If you get to where item number 12 is for the staff survey, the library of the future, the word should be benchmarking, not benchmarkers. Okay, Jess?
Okay.
And then you get down to 13A, Board of Directors comment, letter written to the town. It's Tony Serta, C-A-S-E-R-T-A.
Sorry, usually I look them over before I send them in.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So
You
what
said
I'm
I'm sorry, you said C-A-S-E-R-T-A?
yeah, C-A-S-E-R-T-A.
Okay.
And then, so what I'm looking for is for the minutes, I'm looking for a motion for accepting the minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, second.
Second.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. And we're still missing them, right?
Yes.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the approval of monthly treasurer's report, July and August 2020. I've looked at the numbers. I hope everybody else has had the opportunity to look at the numbers. And I looked on the separate sheet for 2019-2020, and then I looked on updated sheets. And July and August. Well, I want to approve that where I'm having a gap in understanding is if I look at 2020, the end of the year through June 30, and then the balance. At the end of June, we got a balance of $26,775.98. And then when I look at Lisa's figures, she has at the bottom of fiscal year ending for July and August, she has $19,793.17 balance left over from fiscal year 1920, which is almost a $7,000 discrepancy. I'd like to have an understanding of the discrepancy here.
I can speak to Lisa about that. I didn't notice it.
Okay, so I would like to have an understanding. I know, Suzanne, you and I had talked regarding, like $3,400 from Worcester, but 3,400 to 6982 is still a gap.
Yep, for the Hamel.
Yeah, so I need to understand what the story is on that.
Yeah, I'll talk to Lisa about that tomorrow. As I said, I had pulled the figures. I threw in the June so that you guys would have an idea of what money you had to spend, and I frankly did not even notice that, and I'm sorry about that. So I will look at that.
All right, so with regards to the approval of the monthly treasurer's report for July and August, I'd like to table this until September, until October.
I have a question on the treasurer's report. Actually, two.
Okay.
On the new equipment, the $183.13, is that the water fountain?
No. No, it's actually, there are items that we needed for the computers.
Oh, okay. And then,
Okay, wait, Joyce, hold on. What are you looking at? New equipment?
yeah,
It's the August one, right?
it's under January.
January. Oh, shit. Okay, then I'm wrong. Because I thought it was the August one you were looking at.
No, it says January.
January?
Is that this year's stuff or last year's?
No, it says January 20.
Okay, then that was a few months ago. So I'll have to check that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Joyce, are you on July 20?
No, it's January.
I mean, that's like 8 months ago. That's something that already was approved.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well then, all right. Then I got another
But
one.
I'll check tomorrow on that.
Joyce,
Okay.
Joyce,
I
I see it, Joyce. Okay. January 20, I see it. The 183.13.
Yeah.
And that's new equipment.
Okay.
It could
Okay.
have been scanners because we had to buy a scanner last year.
Oh, all right.
Well, no, I'll check though. I'll make sure that I know what it is tomorrow.
I have another one for you.
Okay.
June 20th.
Okay.
We spent $345 on meetings.
Yes, most likely. And I don't.
I thought we weren't having any meetings, only Zoom. Is that Zoom?
Well, no. Well, we did do some. Oh, the meetings. That's actually our. I'm sorry. That's our.
Online programs.
No, sorry. We belong to the CLC, the Connecticut Library Consortium, and we get better deals for that. So that's where we put that money for that. The library itself belongs to the Connecticut Library Consortium, and I think that's about $800 a year or so. But each staff member, if we do that, we get to do the free Zooms with them for the program. So it's about $50 for each of us. So there's got to be something else that was in there. And did we put? I can't remember where Ann's $100 gift card came out of, but that might have been July. Let me look into that too. Sorry.
That would come out of discretionary.
Yeah, that could be. We sent Rebecca to a couple of programs. It may be that.
Okay.
But I'll check. Because normally the meetings would be the mileage too, but I believe we were doing Zoom. There may have been one meeting that somebody was able to attend, but I will look into that and check.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
Right, so I'm gonna table asking for acceptance of meetings for the treasurer's report for July and August. Okay.
Yep.
So I'd like to table that till October and catch up on the questions that we have. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just one other comment. Minutes from July 23rd. Jess, I just wanted to compliment you. That was done really nicely. I really appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great getting the minutes from you. They're very good. Thank you.
Okay, so we're now on item number 4, the library director's monthly report.
And that, the month went pretty quickly. And I, of course, oh, here it is. I kept the stats from June in there. You've already seen those when we had the meeting in July, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what's going on. So we were only open for the 10 days in June, and we had the 181 bags. July, we had 560 bags. That ended up being 839 for adults, 596 for children, 54 YA books. August, we had 20 days also, as well as July. That was 469. I think we took a dip a bit. Well, we did. 793 for adult, children 499, YA 43. Staff in the building, special recognition to Rebecca and her summer reading program. You have that in your packet, and Lisa and her very detailed cleaning. We've been very busy. We've been busy. Mark and Charlotte are based, and Rebecca sometimes too, are doing the patrons. Lisa and I are really doing a lot of cleaning. We're doing a lot of weeding. Rebecca is pretty much doing everything. So I do have to say special thanks to Lisa with her cleaning with the Murphy's oil soap. And that was just wonderful. So with the programs, Rebecca, once again, that write-up is in your packet, and that pretty much says it all. 12 programs were offered in July, 4 in August, ranging from story times to science programs to reptile programs. The adult programs, it looks like I'm giving it a little bit more space there, but really Rebecca's programs are the highlight of our programming. Doing a little better. Book club is meeting at the Land Trust. We always have a decent crowd there. Some are still sitting it out until COVID leaves. Some people don't want to do Zoom, so we have lost some people in book club. We only had 4 people for the do-it-yourself ginger ale and vanilla. We had 1 program scheduled on the day of the storm, so we had to move that. We haven't rescheduled that yet. The same person did the New York World's Fair for us, and the Zoom zucchini cookies had 8 people attend. Since then, I think we've done a kombucha, which was quite disgusting, and we'll be doing the kimchi on Monday. And we had this program in September, so I shouldn't be putting it down. But I do have to say, we had Jason Scapitici, the New York World's Fair 64-65. We had 26 attendees. Jason started the program at 6:30, and it was done about 8 o'clock. And people were a captive audience. People stayed. I got a nice little thank you card in the mail and a card to send to Jason. I had a couple of emails afterwards saying how great he did. He was really wonderful. And then my note about the adult books. So in this month, or in this year, you're going to see that we spent a lot on adult books. A lot of that was from technically last year. We have to spend $44,000 basically on the Hamel Fund because that's what we got last year, and we have to spend that.
Missing the bottom of that. But they fulfill our 44 comma.
Oh no.
Right, so I don't know what happened to it.
I don't know what happened to that either because I have the same thing happen. Mine has the same thing. I'm sorry. I'll have to look and see what happened with that and send it to you. Basically what happened is we got back in the building they allowed us in on June to clean up, June 1st. We were able to start curbside on June 17th. At that time, since we were in the building every day, we were able to start getting deliveries again, but there was no way we could spend all the money that had been approved for us to spend with the Hamel Fund in that 2-week time period because the invoices were coming in July. Lisa was going crazy because I was saying, hold off and let's see, because they should go on the previous. And so finally, we just went through and everything is on this year's. So I was going to ask that roughly $3,326 be moved to last year's funds, which would be in keeping with the Hamel for that year.
That's good. Thank you for that. What I would like is I've looked at Rebecca's Summer Report 2020. Please convey to Rebecca our thanks on what a good job I also like the Seymour Public Library logo that she put on it. That looks really, really nice. So with 60 children reading 407 books, I think that's pretty good. For small gifts that we gave to them, I think that was a very worthwhile addition.
She actually had gotten a lot of places to donate for free. And I'm sorry, I meant to bring it home, but I'm going to wait to give it to Paula or whoever comes in. And I noticed that in the mailbox that we have at the library for the board, there's a letter from Anne that's sitting there, that's been sitting there since August. I didn't know about it because I didn't do the mail that day. So I imagine that's the thank you for her. But Rebecca did a spectacular job. And then I put in a little status as of today, and that was when I did it last Friday, 9/11, and we're still in the same situation. We're waiting to hear about opening for computer use in the library. What they'd like us to do is similar to what Derby Neck is doing right now and many of the libraries. We'd be open for computer appointments an hour. If somebody didn't, if we don't get enough people for the computers, we've got, I think we've got 5 ready to go and 2 are catalogs. Then we'd be able to let them stay another hour. Then it would be by appointment only. They can look at the catalogs and come up to the desk and then give us that instead of, because a lot of people, I mean, I think the staff has been phenomenal in finding the books for everybody. People are calling and saying, well, I like this author. Can you get me books like that? But this gives people a chance to come in and they can't browse, but at least they get a chance to look at our catalog there. And maybe even stand to the side and read a book and say, nope, I've read that Agatha Christie. I mean, like, look at the first paragraph and then not have to deal with that problem. We're going to follow the governor's and the town of Seymour's mandates for continued safety measures. So that's what's holding us up right now. Fire Marshal Tim Willits already okayed us for 11 in the building, which is actually quite consistent with the other libraries. I thought it was low in the beginning. We consider to continue to offer curbside pickup, DVDs, books, audio CDs, and magazines. Newspapers are out for this time, and as directed last time, Lisa did it for me. She had 2 suspended for now, and then the others expect to offer us special incentives since we've been closed to the public. Tim Connors did a fantastic job with the design and choice of tempered glass around the circulation desk. It was spectacular. Alex Danka was actually there, I think, on a Friday, and something special was going on that Friday, whether it was a holiday or something. I think Alex was there in the building for that. It might have been July 4th or something. And then Tom Amy configured our computers for social distancing and connection. 7 computers ready to go with plastic protectors for the keyboards so we can sanitize after each use. To date, Derby Neck, an association library that is not a town building, opened up for limited computer use on September 8th, 2020. The rest of the Valley libraries are to be determined, but I can tell you now that Shelton will be opening up on Monday. And I believe Naugatuck, even though they had a couple of glitches with the school system closing because of people getting COVID, are planning on opening up by the end of the month, I think. So we're hoping to kind of sneak in there and get open on Tuesday.
Okay. Any comments on Suzanne's report?
I have one.
Okay.
So I'm at the library every day, and I'm proudly to report that I see every library personnel breaking their butt, cleaning, helping patients, going well beyond I have ever seen them work ever.
That's a mixed compliment there, but we'll take it. Thank you.
Alex, thank you very much.
It's great to see everybody so good together. It's so great, and it's everybody so positive during this meaning. When I'm saying, everybody work together, because everybody is so tight knit during this pandemic. Everybody's working so well together. That's what I mean to say. So it's great. I'm really proud of all of you.
And I have to say, even though I did not mention Charlotte and Mark much, they are definitely there right at the front lines doing an incredible job.
I see Charlotte with her apron on doing stuff. It's amazing how everybody's working together. It's great. Keep up the work.
Alex, thank you very much for that. And I just also wanted to send thanks to you. I was in Tuesday, and Suzanne met me. We went in through the front door. The floor looks phenomenal, leading up to the desk with a clean glass window. I mean, it really looks sharp. You know, it looks very professional. I noticed that we have the pod is set up. That looked really good. Plus Tom's work. So I was really pleased with everything that Alex and Tom, the library staff has done. It looks really good. Okay?
And you don't know about the part-time maintenance person, Andrew. We could not have done it without maintenance. I mean, they have been phenomenal. We could not have done it without maintenance. So thank
You
you.
guys are helping a good hand too, helping us too. So it's great. Everybody's working together. It's fantastic.
Okay. Okay, old business. Anything else? I'm sorry. Anything else on public comment?
No comment.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Library website, funding and update. I have been in touch with Mr. Sanders. Currently, he's down in North Carolina with his, I would say, 94-year-old father who's not doing well. When he gets back in the state, he'll be in touch with me, and then we'll get him together and we'll have a powwow on what we can do then. So that's still working. It hasn't dropped. I'm just reluctant to go anyplace else at this point in time. Consulting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for getting somebody to do the website. Okay, so I would just like, please be patient for like another month or so or less until I hear from Mr. Sanders. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the update. And then we look at funding because we have some monies that were left over from fiscal year 1920. However, I just want to caution being judicious with this because as we go to open, there might be costs that we will encounter in opening the library up. We need to have some place to be able to tap into where it's not going to impact budgets that we've set up already. You know, we'll go back and look at the budgets in the event that we have to. However, okay, I just want to keep it there if that's okay.
What cost?
With regards,
You went out a little bit, Alex.
What cost
come
could
again?
what cost could we incur by opening?
If we need to provide masks, if we need to provide anything else, different sprays, whatever, just anything else that we might incur. I don't know what it is, right? Currently, right now, I am not a happy, I'm not a totally happy camper because I don't, my feeling, okay, and I'm going to preface this by saying my feeling is an emotion which can't be judged right or wrong, okay? Because I don't have any data to back it up. But I think that just having Tom, Alex, and Andrew is not enough to take care of cleaning up the buildings. That the town needs to figure out how to support in some way, shape, or form, whether they're saving money on something else, being able to have enough people to clean. If they can afford to have enough people to clean the schools, then I think that the library should serve the library, town hall, police station should be able to have enough people to keep it clean and to keep the town employees safe, plus the public.
I'm going to say I 100% agree with you because I've seen Tom, Alex, and Andrew working. I mean, you can't expect somebody, I mean, they do a phenomenal job. They're there around the clock. And I will have to say, I believe the reason we're not open to the public right now, because Derby Neck is already open, is because we don't have somebody that, there's not enough staff to clean the bathrooms or to do the cleaning that's supposed to be mandated.
It's not meant to be a reflection on the current staff.
Oh, no, they're fantastic.
Because the current staff, I think, is awesome. I'm just sharing, again, that's my feeling, okay? I don't have any data to back it up, but that's my feeling.
You could ask Alex how many hours he puts in a normal week. I think that would say it all.
No comment.
Okay. Okay, my dears. Okay, moving right along. The air conditioners and the beautification. I resent, if you saw your emails today, I resent the letter to Tony Caserta asking for him for an update because we haven't heard anything, and I'm hoping that he'll make some progress on that, and we'll see where it goes from there.
He was-
so
he was in
hopefully,
meetings all day. He was in meetings all
Sorry?
day. He was in meetings all day long.
Well,
today.
well, this has been a month since I asked him about it.
Oh, I didn't
It
know.
was almost a
Yeah.
month ago. Yep, it was almost a month ago, and then I gave him until next week, because then after that, I'm gonna start being really not a happy camper.
DC the
I think the board. Say that again, Alex?
DC the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, all right, so that's where we're at for that, okay?
I have something to add about this. Mark and Pat Pierce from the two people from the Friends of the Library were in this week. They were looking at Cody Kellogg's beautiful, beautiful display. I mean, the flowers are gorgeous. Pat is going to weed some of it for us. And we were talking about the front of the building. You know, when you come in, there's on the right where the sidewalk is. And about something like the same thing like Cody did there being done there. And Mark said that he may be interested in doing that because he wants to support the library. And if he can't get into the building to do the book sales, then he wondered if the board would be okay with that. And then we could go to the proper other people.
What I would like, to Alex's point, is that I would like him to get in touch with me so we can have a discussion with regards to putting mulch by where the hospices are and some kind of. Alex, I'm going to ask you what your thoughts are. Either black plastic edging or by bricks. Do like a brick edging by the hospices so that stuff doesn't get cremated there. So what I'd like is not necessarily to put you on the spot now, but if you can give me your input and then we'll see about funding it so that it won't look so tchotchke.
What does stone look like around hospice? Does that come out nice, or is it? Because mulch should get all the bugs and everything that start making homes, and termites love mulch, and then they have the trails into the building. They tell you now around commercial buildings, and that we were told by our exterminators, do not put mulch around your buildings. That even you shouldn't even have dirt. You should have some kind of stones and all that away around your building, so you eliminate bugs and termites.
Well, then, if that's the case, then what I would like to see is some kind of stone put down, maybe some kind of process that would look decent, either with a brick border or with that black plastic edging that you cut the slit and you slide it in, and do something that's like an inch to an inch and a half type stone, like not pure process, but not something that's the size of a freaking softball. What I think would look really excellent is river stone, the smooth river stone. I think that stuff would look really good. However, that's buckaroos. Okay, and I just the white marble chips don't cut it with me.
You need big stone and that eliminates that. If you have to have somebody come in and spray the weeds and everything for the first year, it's good. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm in agreement. So I'll see what I can find out about stone. Okay?
Maybe Angel could donate something too.
Yep.
I like the idea of the river stone. They're beautiful.
Yep. Okay, so I will check that out. Okay. Moving on. All right, new business. Tables in the library. Refinishing your new. Prices, quotes, possible vote. We met last week. Was it last week? This is sad.
Well, we met last week, but I think that the
Okay, yeah,
gentleman,
okay.
he met a little bit earlier.
With Kenneth David Kroll out of Oxford. He's a furniture finisher person. He gave us a quote of $500 a table for. What was it, 400? In any case, it came. Suzanne, do you remember this? I have to go into my email. If I do that, though, I'll blow it.
I'm going to put my other Chromebook so I can look at my email for that. I think
Between $2,200 and $2,400.
Yeah, okay, we'll call it $2,200. But I'd like, so we talked to him, we have 5 tables that need to be finished. What he would do is he would refinish the tops, refinish the legs. He'd put on 3 coats of like a satin, no shine finish, polyurethane finish. And he said that the tops of that the tables would look like the oak tables that we have where the computers are.
I have one problem with that now. Using the chemicals that we already have to disinfect for COVID and everything now, it takes off the varnish. We're having difficulties at the schools now with some of the buildings with the wood finishes. It's taking the varnish right off the tables now.
Is it varnish or is it polyurethane?
Takes it right off. It leaves and it's because you have to leave the product on for 10 minutes to disinfect.
Oddly enough, I have to say at the Bibliomation board meeting, the director from Ellington said the same thing, that they've been doing so much cleaning because they've been open for 3 months that it is starting to take some of the finish off.
And what kind of tables do they use?
I could get in touch with them and ask them. I was surprised with that information, but I don't know.
I just noticed because a couple of tables I'm using at the community center now, that's why I bring it up. A couple of tables that are in Lucy's office that are like a finish with a polyurethane. It's staining them and it's streaking them. But the only thing that's working good is on like the how like the Formica ones or the laminate ones, like those hard ones. It's not.
Yeah, the melamine.
Yes. So I don't know if that's a good thing as of right now. Maybe you have to revisit it or something like that. At another time. I mean, I don't want to spend all the money and then and then have tables that are not going to be. We have to refinish it. Or are they? Because once you spit the finish off part of it, if anything's stained or anything, they're going to soak it into the wood. Is it better to price out tables that can be cleaned and safer for our patrons and our staff?
Point taken. What I'd like to do is see if we can get some of the stuff that we clean with to him for him to take a look at it. Kind of thing. Well, my other thought, because like these tables are so heavy duty and they're just library type tables. And Alex, I'm going to ricochet this off of you because stuff would fall under your bailiwick. If we kept the tables and we had them to the side of the tables and the legs, which won't necessarily receive stuff. And then we put oak Formica that matches the computer tables on top. What do you think of that?
Yeah, then you can clean it perfectly.
All right, so then what we'll do is let Suzanne, we'll go back to him. We'll talk to him. Alex, can you drop off a sample of the cleaning stuff for Suzanne?
I'll get it's all on an MSD sheet, just like 6 different chemicals we use. And in the meantime, Suzanne, why don't
I'm actually looking up Ellington's tables now, and I'm going to send you a picture of them.
Why don't you look up for some tables if you have the time and see what the tables cost too?
Yep, and I think I got everybody. So I'm going to send in this. I just looked up Ellington's tables in a Google image search, so I'm assuming these are what they're talking about, but I can check.
And Alex, Suzanne had said you would send her some information on tables. Could you please resend it so we can see what it looks like?
Oh, I just took a quick shot of pictures just to see, compare apples to apples. I don't know where that even is anymore. I think it was from my phone. I just took a quick shot and sent it.
Oh, all right, okay. All right, so we'll take a look at that. Then I'll see about getting a price for Formica, right? It's got to be like I don't think the Formica will be that expensive, but we have to, either take the tables outside or play with the Formica. I mean, it's not a big deal about it. So, okay.
And maybe doing Formica will bring the tables looking, even if it'll match everything else and bring it up, maybe make it look a little bit newer,
Yeah, I think that might be a really good idea. A little bit of work, but we'll see what happens from there. Okay.
Paula, really quick, what was the name of the finishing person?
Kenneth David Kroll. Kenneth David, Kroll, out of Oxford.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so that's the update on that. So we'll, for number 9, tables in the library. Working, got to get more info. Okay. All right. Next on the agenda, computer purchases, upgrading to Windows 10. We have 7 computers that everything's switching over to Windows 10. Part of me wants to scream on this. However, I am on my brand new computer that I bought for refurbished $300 with Windows 10. Got to get away from whatever it was before. This is like no options because there's no support for anything that's older. So with regards to computer purchases for upgrading to Windows 10, we have 7 computers that need to be switched out. So Suzanne, can you just provide us an update on that?
So we talked to Bibliomation. If we buy 5 computers through them, we get all of the upgrades and everything that they need to do to get the computers working with the Bibliomation software. So they're $755. That's for Dell Optiplex 3070s. It's Intel Core i5 CPU, 8 gigabytes RAM, and it's solid state drive, which is much faster than what we have. And then the computers that we'd be replacing, we need 7, are literally over 12 years old, some of them. So they're not, we're spending money to try and get those working, and it's probably better just to go ahead if you're okay with that.
Alex?
Are these computers, Suzanne, are the new ones like all in one?
No, we're not doing the all-in-one because we have those really nice monitors. I mean, we have the huge monitors on them. You know
why I'm saying that?
Why?
All in one has one wire. If we
That is
we don't have 3 wires, one for the monitor, one for the power, one for everything else coming off. We have one wire. And then make that, you know how crappy that looks underneath those damn tables?
No, I know. I can check. The only thing I can say, and I frankly don't care myself. I mean, like
all in one, well, you can't see. We'll go this way. It's very big in my. It's like
no. The only thing I'm wondering is if they do the all-in-ones for institutions, because those tend to last longer, and that's the only thing I'm going to ask about that. Because I actually purchased an all-in-one myself, and somebody told me it was a bad idea because if the monitor goes, then I have to replace it. I don't know if that's still true. That was many years ago. I was going to purchase it. So.
$460 on an all-in-one computer. I could run NASA off this one. It's
okay.
So just look into it. I mean,
I definitely will look into it.
Alex, that's a great idea.
It sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Well, you got to find out how much the all-in-one will be. Alex, I'll tell you, with 6S Sikorsky when I was there, wire management was a whole big thing. They hated it all. We got to come up with ways to put like plastic tube thingies on. I mean, I got it. It looks like
I hate it too, I have to say. So I'll definitely look into that.
Don't forget right now, I mean, it looks a little bit better than it is, but not that great. But right now, it's because all the computers are stretched out all over the place.
Yep.
Well, again, it's not, when people walk into this library, I want them to see, hey, we take care of our stuff. We're not Mickey Mouse and stuff.
Okay, so here's what I would like to do then with regards to purchases. Let's table that till October. I know it's going to stink, but we'll have to live with it for now. And then in the meantime, Suzanne, get in touch with Bibliomation.
I will.
And find out. And I think if we did something like that, that would be really cool.
Yes.
Dan? I mean, you guys using them, not me. I'm just trying to help you guys out.
No, Alex, that's a great idea. Let's check it out. I mean,
I agree.
It could be less, it could be more. Let's check it out. If talk to Suzanne.
Well, the other thing too that you kind of have to think of, and I did talk to Bibliomation about this, but of course they can't tell me the answer on this. When did Windows 10 start? A couple of years ago? When are they planning on changing to the next thing?
Well,
You know,
here,
After you buy the,
say that
so,
again.
but I'm basically saying if we get the ones and they only last 5 years, who cares if we're going to have to go up to Windows 11 at that
Yeah,
point?
but I mean, here's my thing. If we can get an all-in-one for like $500, the last 5 years, the only thing that gripes me is being such a disposable society.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
You know, I think these manufacturers should make it so that they have things that you can plug and play so that you're not adding more stuff to the landfills, right? That's just, I'm not a techie person. So
I mean, and I have to say,
money that way. They don't make money that way.
no, and we haven't even begun to think about the 3 laptops that we have because we need those laptops to be able to do the 3D printer. We need them for the Cricut, for the Silhouette. And if we're going to lose those because they were all Windows 7, that's also more money that we need to put out eventually.
You have to get Windows 10. Windows 7 is done.
Yeah, I know.
Here, so you better
Those
get
laptops, I want to see them running. They're not.
those laptops in the budget, in the price.
what's the other one? Not Windows Express. What was the other one?
Oh, I'm sorry. XP?
Yeah, Windows XP I thought was great.
I thought so too.
Well, not anymore. Okay, so we're going to table number 10.
Yep.
Suzanne, please get back to us. And if you come across information, please send it out to the board.
I will.
It doesn't have to be in the minutes, just send it out, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I have something I need to do in the public comment section, I guess.
Okay.
Well, I talked to Rory today because I knew this may be a problem, and it does turn out that it is. For the WebEx meeting that we're planning with the Bank of America for next month,
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to record that because they're recording it themselves. They're doing it themselves. They're doing the WebEx platform. It's not going to be me doing it. So I said, can we do it with just somebody doing the minutes for it? And he said, no, if there's a quorum for the WebEx meeting, because of freedom of information, it has to be recorded. So I just found that out today. I did try to get in touch with Regina Collins, but she actually, I think, is on vacation this week. I'll try and talk to her assistant tomorrow and find out if they can at least give us access to the recording, which would make it okay. Even if they do that, though, I'm going to need to leave the meeting at 7 and start the next meeting or wait for you guys. Because if I'm recording the meeting for the town and we're saying that time is starting at 7, then I'm going to have to set it up just in case somebody else is coming into that meeting. So
Right,
that's...
We'll see what she says, because the issue will be is that if they can't give us a recording of it, then they have to get put off again.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for the update on that.
Can I give you an update on Windows 10?
Yeah.
I just read it. It says Windows supports last 10 years. Windows was released in July 2015 and will extend support and is slated to end in 2025.
Oh.
Most major updates are released twice a year, typically in March and September, and Microsoft recommends installing each update in those 2 months. Continue October 13th, 2020, Microsoft 10 will end, but it will extend support end to October 14th, 2025.
Now, here's the other thing that we have to think of, because we're a nonprofit and we can go on to TechSoup, which is this incredible thing that gives you licensing cheap. So we ended up going from Windows 7. If our computers have been okay, and many of them are, we're only replacing 7, then we're getting from TechSoup dollars, which it would be much more expensive if we weren't, although I don't know the real price. I can check on that. So it's possible that would happen. But I also have to say too, I do think they're making computers lousy now so that they do fall apart in 5-10 years and you have to purchase another one. That's the way they make money.
Okay, good points on all. We'll see what happens, and then just there should be like an action listing.
Yep.
That's the one thing I don't see necessarily in the minutes with regards to an action listing of who has what. for action. So tables in the library for refinishing are new. I'll take that action to get in touch with Ken to to find out what he has to say. That'll be my action. Suzanne has an action to contact Bibliomation, find out about the wall at one, and also to contact Gene Collins with regards to taping the October meeting. Right? And we have the approval of the treasurer's report. It's getting tabled till October. Everything else looks good. Are there any other questions? Gene, anything?
Oh, for the actions, do you want them like embedded in the numbers like I did them, or do you want a separate actions list?
I'd like to have a separate actions list so it makes it easier to follow up. Right?
Okay.
This way it's like, did you do this? Did you not do this? Are you done? Give us some info here, okay?
Got it.
Okay, and then as soon as I get any response from Tony, I'll get that out to everybody. Okay? I want to try and have us have statements of work so that everybody understands what's going on, who has what actions to do, and take it from there. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Hold on. I have
Oh.
something. Sorry. I have a question. I was just, I was looking at the computers. I just have one question, Suzanne. When you look these up,
Yes. Yep.
now, we have 2 catalog ones, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Those
And
don't
all
have to
they-
be good. Yeah.
Okay, they have to be good. I understand.
No, no,
that.
no, no. They don't have to be good.
No.
They just are being used to look up.
Terminals.
Yeah, we actually, those are Linux computers that Bibliomation gave us because somebody threw them out to them. If we can find computers that are halfway decent, we could probably get those 7 computers and maybe somebody would donate them to us. I don't know that Rob Dyer has any from the school system, but those would last us 5 years perhaps.
Okay. That was my question. And the other ones that people are using, what are they mainly for? Searching?
No. The ones that the people are using on, they're doing live streaming. These people, like a lot of Seymour people do not have computers at home, nor are they willing to pay the $70 a month for internet service. I mean,
So you're educating me now on this, so I understand. Because I'm not, I'm
we have
computer
people people come in and take tests on these. We have Charlotte is usually the proctor for them. So people do job interviews on those. Not so much job interviews, but you have to do like,
Employment
So we need
benefit.
yeah.
the deep for speed and for video and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
And that's all I care about.
Yeah, but Alex, my other comment is for people who are not able to have stuff at home. All your Medicare stuff, all your
Oh yeah, yeah.
stuff, all unemployment, all of that is online. Okay, so if you're not hooked up, you are definitely in.
Yeah, it's really terrible. And I mean, and it's a lot of money to buy internet. I mean, I know I pay a lot for mine, and I'm sure you guys do too.
No. I understand. I just didn't know what kind of computers that you needed.
No, understandable. Yeah, but we don't need that. I mean, like we need something that can last for 5 years. So yeah, no, it's not that big of, I mean, we might be able to get something by donation.
My last thought is, so would it be feasible after we buy the 5 or 7 computers or whatever you need, okay?
Yeah.
Is it feasible after a couple years start replacing 1 or 2 at a time?
Yes. I mean, I will have to say to you too, I asked Peter, he's our liaison from Bibliomation. I asked him, can we buy, I told him I thought I was going to price out things at Costco because I actually did not want to, I mean, it be that as it may. And he said, if you do that, you're not getting the workhorse computer. You're getting one that's just a personal computer, not for what you need. Now, but that said, if Rob Dyer or some other school had computers they could let us borrow or have that were decent, because the last time Rob brought them up for us, he took the graphic card out of it, so nobody could watch anything. It's possible we could find some big place that would, that gets their computers all replaced because it's important for them. So I will look into that too in this month.
Okay, because I just and then I think, and I just on the last note, because we remember I forget. Oh my God, Jess, remember on the agenda, or that's you, Sue. You're supposed to add to the end of the agenda, your board of directors, like public comment. You always forget to add that.
Just, yeah, so after new business. where you
That's
have
mine. Yeah.
Public comment or whoever, then after public comment, then we need, a board of directors comment.
Okay. That's my fault. Jess, you're okay.
Right, then add that in, please make.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Alex, got anything else?
No, everything's been going good, and I'm just happy that hopefully we'll be opening soon.
I kind of hope so, yeah.
Happy some of the patrons, be able to use our functions. I do want to say that only last thing I have to say, the people who use the land, I know Jess uses it. I know my daughter's there, and you know what? I have my daughter, since joining book club, has a book in her hand every day.
Nice, nice.
That's wonderful. We've got a great book club. We really
Yeah, I
do.
love it.
I want a writing club started at the Land Trust. That's your goal. I know Jess wants to do a writing
I
club.
actually have looked. That's something
That's
I
a good
can't
idea.
do myself because I'm not talented at that. But I have looked into prices for people that would be able to do that, and I do think it's an important thing, and I think it's a great thing. People like to write their memoirs. I will have to say I'm not a good writer like that.
Right, well, that's, a good thing to check out. I like that. Nice. Okay, Gene, you have anything, Gene?
Nope, you pretty much covered it.
How are you doing? Everything's going good with you and John?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay, you're not planning on vacationing anyplace soon, huh?
Oh, you can't.
Well, you can, but.
You can. You
Every
can.
time I drive by Jean's house, she's doing the work and her husband's watching her.
That's
Hey,
true.
That's a good compliment from Alex. That's really good. I'm lucky. Nobody can drive by and see who got from where I live,
I thought I saw somebody out the window on the lawnmower.
Joyce, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, that's good. I'm so glad to see everybody. I'm not sure what happened to Deb, but I think she's doing okay. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
So motion for adjournment at 6:53. That's Alex and Joyce. And that's all I got for now, okay?
Be
So
safe.
thank you all very much.
You all too. Thank you guys very much. I'll let you know what happens with opening.
See you next month.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Cynthia. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.